brother. How you doing, man? Good to see you. This is number one. This is the owner right here. This guy's the man right here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Fadi. This is Boost It Forward. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the love and support. I just got back from Wannagofast, half-mile event in South Florida, and man, that was a great event. I got to meet some great people, got to see some really cool cars, got to see some really amazing races, and most importantly, I got to witness some world records being broken. So I really wanted to go to Wannagofast half-mile event because there was one car in particular that I wanted to see how it does, being that it's a very similar build to my Porsche that's coming up. And man, did that car not disappoint. That thing was so fast. It really exceeded all of our expectations, and not only that, it ended up being the fastest stock motor Porsche in the world. All right, so let me tell you guys a little bit about this car. It's a 2015 911 Turbo with Garret GTX Gen 2 3076 turbos. It's basically a full bolt-on car tuned by ES Motors, and it's on stock motors, stock transmission, and a stock clutch. It was built by AIM Performance in New Jersey, and basically the car just got off the dyno, and it made 812 wheel horsepower and 671 wheel torque. It's a full interior car. It only has lightweight seats and lightweight BBS wheels. So on our first day there, we ran into a suspect that we were very happy to run into. We ran into a McLaren 720S tuned by DME with stage 3 pure turbos. This car made 882 wheel horsepower on pump gas. It's an absolute monster. Just like the Porsche, this car got off the dyno and right onto the strip with no real time for dialing in. So the McLaren was having a real hard time getting some traction on the strip, as were a lot of other cars. The track was a little bit dusty, and some cars were having problems to get down the runway without spinning the first 1,000 feet. So the 720S asked AIM Performance to borrow some tire warmers and hopefully get better traction against the car they were racing, which is, oddly enough, the car they were racing was built by AIM Performance. So, you know, this is friendly competition. AIM Performance was more than happy to lend them a set of tire warmers, so, you know, we can try to actually race the car and not so much race its tires. So after putting the tire warmers on, the guys go out on the runway to make a hit. Check it out. So as you can see, that first race, the McLaren 720S got real squirrely. Even with the tire warmers on, it didn't really help all that much. You know, it was spinning the first 1,000 feet, as you saw in the video. The Porsche did win that race. The Porsche ended up going 178 miles an hour. And then that race, the McLaren 720S, ended up going 180 miles an hour. So the guys lined back up for a second race, hoping that the McLaren will get a little better traction. Here's that race. So unfortunately, that second race, the McLaren still had some issues with traction, and the Porsche 911 Turbo, unfortunately, that car got a throttle body hose blown off of it, so it only trapped at 150-something mile an hour. So both of those races, the Porsche won the race, got to finish line first, but the McLaren had more mile an hour. It just goes to show you that, you know, rear-wheel drive cars that are lightweight, especially like the McLaren, I mean, that car, you know, is making close to 900 wheel horsepower and it weighs, what, 3,200 pounds. It's gonna be really hard to put that power down, especially when you're running against a car that's like a Porsche 911 Turbo that can get out like a bat out of hell. It's gonna be hard to run a quicker ET than that car or get to the finish line first, but a car like that with that power to weight ratio is always going to mile an hour higher. But to be fair to the McLaren 720S, I do want to say that later on, the second day, that car broke the world record in half mile, and it went 191 miles per hour in a half mile, GPS verified. So congratulations to those guys and all of those guys that were involved in building that car. Well done. All right, so now we are going to talk about day 2 at the Wannagofast half mile event. So basically, before I get to that, let me tell you something a little bit about day 2. That way, everybody's on the same page and everybody understands what took place. So day 2 had extremely favorable conditions. You know, day 1, it was about 85 degrees out with 2,000 DA, and the wind was just, you know, normal, you know, maybe 5 miles an hour crosswind. Day 2 was 20 degrees cooler with an 800-foot DA, and it had about a 20 mile an hour tailwind. So the numbers that you're about to see from this video and on, for all the cars that I show you, are most certainly not going to be your average number. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so day 2, AIM Performance and ES Motors started to dial in the Porsche 911 Turbo and basically started upping the boost. And the first race that came about was a Dodge Viper, a twin turbo Dodge Viper on the stock motor built by HP Logic. Check it out. So that race, the 911 Turbo went 183 and some change mile an hour, and the Viper, I believe, went high 170s. That Viper, by the way, had a best time of the day of 181 miles an hour, which is very, very impressive for a stock motor bolt-on twin turbo Viper. So from that day on, the 911 Turbo just kept on getting faster and faster, going mid 183 miles an hour to high 183 miles an hour to mid 184 mile an hour. And then finally, the record-breaking pass came along against somebody very special, a Sam by Design car. The owner of the Sam by Design car wanted to run against the ES Motor car, and they did run it. They got one run in, and they lined up, and basically the Sam by Design car got a little jumpy on the start, but check out the races.
قديمة شاي.
So you can see that race, the Sam by Design car went 183 and some change, while the ES Motor car went over 185 miles an hour, once again setting the world record for the fastest stock motor Porsche 911 Turbo in the world. So a huge congratulations to ES Motors and AIM Performance for building this nasty 911 Turbo. I cannot believe how fast this car is. I mean, as you guys saw, it was trapping over 150 miles an hour in a quarter mile. It was trapping over 185 miles per hour in the half mile. And it actually trapped 186 miles an hour in the half mile per the V-Box. I mean, this thing is stupid fast. I am so excited for my car to get back because, like I said, it's going to be a pretty similar build, minus the turbos are a little bit different. So these guys just made me that much more excited for this car to get back. I cannot wait. Once again, congratulations to all involved, and especially the owner, Shai, for having one hell of a build. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, if you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and make sure your notifications are on. That way when I upload a video, you are notified. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next video.